would it be safe to say that it's going to be tough for the Tigers to sign you to a extension before you have that courting period that every athlete seems to love?
I don't know if tough is the right word. I think we would just have to come to an agreement. And if we did that, then I'll sign the dotted line.
All right, you heard him, Dave Dombrowski, Mr. Illich.
909. Yeah. Mark that on the tape.
Now, what do you think about this team this upcoming season? A lot of people said, all right, they're not the favorites to win the Central anymore. They lost Scherzer. They lost Porcello. But you're here for a full year, we hope. You got Cespedes, Shane Green, the Big Pasta. Is the rotation still going to be as good? You like that they call Simon the Big Pasta?
I didn't know they called him that, but I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. I mean, losing Ricky and Max is always tough, and Torrey. But, with the guys that we got back, with, like you said, Cespedes, Shane Green, and Alfredo the Big Pasta. I think those guys are going to be just fine. And the way that Shane threw the ball against us last year, he has electric stuff, and he's going to fit in just fine. And, once you get it going and everybody starts working off of each other, I think it'll play out just fine.
Now, following you on Twitter, you are a big sports fan. Obviously, some of the stuff you wrote about, like the Packers-Seahawks game, I saw with you were very bothered by the interception where Burnett failed to run it off, that kind of stuff. You obviously pay attention what's going on. So have you ever doctored balls?
No, I've never doctored balls. Well, I've tried in the dugout, like while the game is going on, but my nails aren't strong enough or whatever it is. I don't have it in me to do it. But
as a fan, do you think people are making too big a deal out of the deflated balls in the New England situation?
Kinda. I mean, I think everybody's doing something that they're not supposed to be doing. So
what do you do that you're not supposed to be doing?
Well, if he tells you, then everyone knows.
That's true. You see all the pictures. One thing about baseball, what's his face on the Yankees? Pinata. They saw that, and he was suspended immediately. In football, they're taking forever for this. It's crazy.
Isn't this kind of blown out of proportion? I mean, I understand it's quote-unquote cheating, allegedly. He's not the first guy to lower the PSI in a football this season, I bet. I bet he's not the first guy to do it this season.
I mean, I think everybody has something, whether it's sunscreen and rosin, everybody has something. So it's.
Who do you like in the Super Bowl?
I like the Seahawks.
Yeah, so do we. Even though I'm a Brady fan, but I just think their defense is too good.
Yeah, they are solid. I mean, who is it? Sherman and the free safety if they're healthy.
Earl Thomas.
Yeah, Earl Thomas.
He's hurt as well.
Yep.
Now, playing at Vanderbilt, that's SEC country. SEC didn't do too well in the bowl games this year.
You look pretty happy about that.
Yeah, well, I mean, what the hell? I mean,
we're Big Ten country.
The SEC is great, and I think a lot of that stuff, the bowl records, are much ado about nothing. But are you one of those flag carrier SEC guys, and they play the best football?
I do enjoy the SEC. I think it's a very strong conference, but I mean, they do have a good track record.
Yes, they do.
So, I mean, the national championships that they had won, up to this year is it speaks volumes about what we're able to do. But I think it's kind of evolving, and it's the same thing with baseball. Like the West Coast baseball, whenever I was in college, was I felt like it was the best. But now it's shifting over to the East Coast, and that's good to see.
Yeah, your alma mater just seems to win it, being in it every year, right?
That's right.
The Commodores of Vanderbilt. 248-539-9797 is the telephone number. If you have a question for probably the best left-handed pitcher in the American League, definitely, and that, of course, is David Price of the Detroit Tigers. Here's something I did not know. Your dog Astro has his own Twitter account. How does that happen? How does that dog do it?
I'm pretty sure it's a guy from Vanderbilt that did it.
Oh, really?
And
it wasn't even you.
No, it wasn't me.
The dog doesn't have opposable thumbs?
No, he does not. But, yeah, it was a guy from Vanderbilt, and he did that however many years ago, and, I felt like he did a good job. And he sent me some messages, and I was like, yeah, go ahead, do it, have fun with it. And I was like, just, don't say anything dumb. But he does a good job.
My dog wouldn't say anything dumb,
right,
so represent him right.
Yeah, represent him well. But he does a good job, and I'm fine with it. But people do always think that it's me running Astros Twitter, so it's I didn't create Astros Twitter.
Does Astro ever like run around the house ranting about some tweet that he got?
Like he really liked American Sniper and he can't believe
Right.
that Michael Moore was bagging on it.
No, Astros too busy sleeping.
Well, yeah, as dogs are wont to do.
Now, is that you were a Jetsons fan? Is that how you got the name from Master from the Jetsons?
That's how I got it. I was a huge Jetsons fan, so that's where it came from. It wasn't from the Houston Astros like everybody thinks, but
No, I thought Jetsons. I can tell you we're thinking the same
We love the
thing
fact
right
that somebody who's under like 30 years old
Yes.
actually gets the Jetsons.
Now you need to get a maid named Rosie, and you'll be all set.
I'll work on that.
Yes, Mr. Price. Now, on the ticket text, listeners will send us questions this way, too. We don't have to talk to them that way. It's way better. Kidding. 248-539-9797. I'm being told to ask you about your video game habits. And you are one of our listeners. I have him on my friends list on Xbox. How often do you play?
Ooh,
In the off season. Isn't Big Brother awesome? People know exactly when you're playing video games.
I'll probably log in about 3 to 4 hours a day. I mean, I could definitely sit there and play for 8 or 9, but
Really?
I mean, if I've got friends on, and I mean, I'm not going to do it by myself. You know, if I have buddies on, you know, I'll get on there and play some Call of Duty or some Destiny. And I mean, FIFA is probably my favorite game.
That seems to be the biggest for all
the
the
Lions
athletes.
are
Any
in it,
sport, the
too.
football players love it too.
I think it's just the best sports game. You know, graphics, gameplay, everything. It's fun.
Just don't get a hand cramp or injure yourself. Because we've had a guy, what was it? The Guitar Hero?
Oh, Joel Zamaya.
Oh,
Yeah.
Samaya.
I remember hearing about that.
Yeah.
Out for a while from Guitar Hero.
Keep it safe.
Let's talk to Pete in Clinton Township here, 97 on the ticket with David Price.
Good morning, David. How are you?
Doing well. Good morning.
How about when I was a little kid, I had an opportunity to talk to Al Kaline on the phone, and I asked him who the toughest pitcher was to face. So I'm going to reverse that and ask you, who is the toughest hitter you've ever had to face?
Probably one of my teammates right now, and that's Victor Martinez. I mean, I think his career average is, you know, just a little south of 600 off of me. And he was the first player to hit 2 home runs in a game off of me. He did it at the Trop. I mean, he's an extremely tough out. He's just always staring the pitcher down. He's intimidating out there, and he does his job extremely well.
Thanks for the call. Appreciate it. What's Miggy like to face and to have as a teammate? Because he seems like he is Mr. Happy-Go-Lucky all the time.
Well, what you guys see from him on the field and in interviews or wherever you see, you know, little tidbits of Miggy, that's the way he is every day. And that was probably, to me, the coolest thing to come over to Detroit last year and to see the way that he interacted with all his teammates and just his outlook on everything. I mean, he's a very positive guy. He enjoys doing whatever it is he's doing. He's always got a smile on his face. And I mean, he was, with the injuries he played through last year, I mean, he was always, his spirits were never down. And to see that from our leader that was very impressive.
Something else I wanted to ask you, because I saw you commented on this on your Twitter. They're experimenting in minor league baseball with a pitch clock because many people feel that the games take forever. Is it that, first of all, do you think baseball games take too long? And second, is it always the pitcher fault? I mean, the batters, they sit there with the batting gloves and they finagle this, do this. It's crazy. What do you think of the pitch clock?
You know, if they can find ways to shave time off the game that affects everybody and not just the pitcher, you know, I'm all for that. But you can't just be like, all right, pitchers, you guys have to speed it up, because then they're gonna, you know, I don't know, I don't like that. You know, to be out there and have to. You want to be able to take your time because you want to do it right. You know, you want to be able to put that care into it, and it's not. You don't want to rush through what you're doing. You know, I want to do it right.
So as long as it's fair to both sides, you're okay with it.
Absolutely, as long as it's not just being predicated on the pitcher, then I'm okay with it.
Guy, sorry, I have to do it.
Oh, really? We have time for this?
Yes.
Tell me if this makes any sense to you. Sarah.
I think Mr. Price has to go.
He's got time. HD television.
Yeah.
She has HD television, pays for HD cable. You need to have a special box if it's HD, but will still only watch standard definition and doesn't. Tell her the difference between standard definition and HD.
We tried, David, and she just refused. She refuses.
No, I get it. I get sports and nature shows are better in HD, but if I'm just watching Modern Family, why does it have to be in HD?
It looks better. I mean,
Right.
I feel like that is
simple.
standard now, and I mean, there's been a couple times over, I guess, the past couple years where I've been watching just standard TV, and I've said, like, you know, wow, this stinks, or whatever it is. And then I'm thinking about it. I'm like, I shouldn't have said that because I felt bad, but HD TV is
There's
way
no
better.
comparison.
There's no comparison.
There's no comparison.
Zero. Yeah. But my favorite type of movie is definitely comedy. I don't watch scary movies.
Oh, my brother!
I do not watch scary
To
movies.
spend money to have the crap scared out of you makes no sense to me.
No, that is miserable. I won't sleep. I won't be able to sleep for a while.
So you won't watch a scary movie like that movie Annabelle I saw the other day. It just came out. Maybe
with the freaky doll.
Oh, it's
No way.
bizarre. Well, his reasoning is because what do you think, you're going to get possessed or something?
No,
Or-
it's just I don't like being scared.
Right, yeah. I mean, the last scary movie I saw was E.T.
Come on.
That was terrifying.
He-
With
Very
the hazmat
terrifying.
suit.
He's
That
never
was
saw.
scary.
He's never saw.
I've never seen it.
No, I mean, I like the movie, but it
I'm not
creeps
missing
me
much.
out. No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what comedies do you like?
Rush Hour, Money Talks, you know, all the older comedies I'm big into.
Now, someone on Ticket Text says, I don't know if you heard this. The University of Michigan fraternities, a couple of them, destroyed some hotel rooms and really went way overboard at a casino up north in Michigan. Someone on Ticket Text wants to know if you've ever done anything like that at Vanderbilt. Maybe not to that level where you destroyed a hotel room, but maybe the baseball team's on the road somewhere. Some pranksters, took place. Some pranks took place.
No, I mean, nothing like that. Whenever I was with Team USA, we went to Japan and we were staying high up in the hotel and we were dropping water balloons on people and the police came, but we got rid of all the evidence and didn't get in any trouble. So that was, no, I've never destroyed a hotel room or anything like that.
Who's the biggest prankster on the Tigers?
I would have to say it was Jabba. He was always doing something.
What about Miggy?
Yeah, Miggy's. Yeah, definitely Miggy.
Because it always seems like he's messing around with someone.
He likes using the baby powder trick whenever people are going to the bathroom.
What's the trick?
Well, they're sitting there doing their thing, and he just takes baby powder and just douses them, and they get out,
He antiques them.
and they are just covered in baby powder whenever they're done.
Makes him look like the founding fathers.
Yes, it's pretty funny.
I heard Longoria was used to do a lot of stuff down in Tampa because at least video wise, there was some stuff. Is he crazy too?
He's out there. You know, I think he's kind of maybe an adrenaline junkie, so he likes doing stuff like that.
Well, we appreciate you coming in. Have fun tomorrow at Tiger Fest. Have a great season. We want another at least a Central Division, but we got to be greedy. We've gotten the Central Division for 4 straight
You're
years.
spoiled.
We're spoiled. Win the World Series. You know, just that. Sign that contract. Don't deal with the free agency, and it'd be great if you could finish your career here. Thanks a lot. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
David Price taking the time out to answer some of your phone calls. We do appreciate it.